All right. Pookie says yoga is amazing though. No, you like stretching. You don't like yoga. Yoga is not stretching. Yoga is a system designed to awaken your third eye. Everyone is convinced that the third eye is a good thing. Everyone is convinced that the third eye, I mean, like, why do we have it? What happens when you awaken it? First, we should break down for who doesn't believe in this third eye shit. We should break down what the fuck it is. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Thank you. My brother texts me, I need you a screenshot of your credit card right now. Yeah, maybe later, bro. Maybe later, huh? I know that trick. I'm the one who did that to you. I invented that shit. I need. You don't need. Okay, first, let's start the stream by saying I feel good, man. Fuck, I feel so good. Oh, almost broke that, but whatever. All right, let's start the day. Let's start 2023 off different. I want to be different this year. Okay? Like, of course I win being myself, but that's like assuming that there's no growth. There's no growth to me. No, I want a different angle of winning. All right? I don't want my original. I want a new position for me to fire my rounds, right? I want to fire my success bullets. I'm not a school shooter. Bro, since when did Zherka become under 1K Andy? Ever since I took fucking 2 months off and then got banned in the start of the year. But it's like, really, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't checked viewer count. I don't check analytics. I haven't done that in like a year. And but I know I'll go back to it. It's just right now it's not the priority. But no, it's been a while of bad viewership, bad sub count, bad everything. Just, I don't know if I want to call it bad. You know, it's like I'm not hurting. There's people in bad positions, and I don't feel like my momentum has been slowed down because I'm doing filming YouTube and doing all the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. But goddamn, it's like you can't serve two masters, YouTube and Twitch. I know I have the energy though. I have the energy, and how do I explain this? When streamers and you know, like, people on the internet say they don't give a fuck about viewer count, that's cope. That's straight up cope. That is huge cope. But I'm not gonna lie to you, whether 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, it always feels like kind of pathetic, you know. I know it doesn't sound grateful, but even at 9,000, it just doesn't. You know, I remember with Canoe we did like 6, and it doesn't feel good, man. It's fun. It's energy. But it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good not because it's like, I'm awakened and enlightened and I'm over, I'm better than this. It doesn't feel good because I know my worth, right? As in, like, I'm ungrateful. You know what I mean by that? Like, you give me, let's say you give me 50,000 viewers. I don't want to talk until we're at 100. Honestly, whoa, that's what I sound like? So I have to keep you guys on the phone while I, like, stretch my back, walk around. But yeah, I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. Unless it's over, like, 70,000 views, it's all the same feeling. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because I have visions. I have visions of my future, and that's why this is kind of, like, pathetic. I'm not going to lie. You guys can do better than that. Yeah, sounds like cope, but it's not, man. Like, yesterday I was totally, like, I didn't cry myself to sleep or any of that shit. I'm totally doing fine, guys. Yeah, man. All right, let's get this. What's up, spray? Okay. What the fuck was I saying? Don't distract. All right. What was I talking about? When class started, I said something important. Let me unplug these. What happens if I unplug these headphones? Yeah. You guys can hear me? Okay. Because I can't see you guys on the screen. I have you on my phone. Hold on. How do you do chat mode only for phone? Like, how do I take off my screen? Hold on. I swear there's a button for that. Cogwheel. Audio only. Got it. Oh. The fuck? Wait. No, chat only. Yeah. Fuck. Okay. Wait, I can keep it paused and the chat would still roll, right? That how it works? Okay, cool. Right. You're implying activating the pineal gland is satanic. Why? Okay, I'll tell you why. First, what is the pineal gland? Is this just random YouTube, those random YouTube videos in the weird part of YouTube? Is this just like mumbo jumbo? Is this shit that Destiny would say, hey man, that's just a conspiracy theory. It's not like a doctor can show you the pineal gland. It's not like a doctor can show you there's receptors on it. Pineal? Is it pineal or pineal? I've heard it all every which way. Pineal? I'm not doing pin. That's pinner. Okay. To understand my argument, You have to challenge. You have to challenge my beliefs in the pineal gland being powerful. You have to say, Jon Zherka, why do you believe in this pineal gland stuff? Why? It's not in our textbooks. After I got my 8th vaccine, trusting the science, I went to my professor in my university, right? You know that guy in massive debt? I went to him. I didn't go to streamer Zherka, who's considered like Bill Gates compared to that guy. I went to the guy in debt at my university. I went to the guy drowning in debt. I don't have $1 to his name. A fat, ugly wife. Kids don't respect him. Can't scrap. Definitely don't got hands. Terrified of misgendering someone or missing a pronoun. Right? What are my pronouns? My pronouns are follow God, bitch. How about that to the professor? How about I stand up in the lecture and I say that? Like, if you get angry for someone fucking up pronouns, should I just start punching people in the face who call me Zherka by accident? If you fuck up my name, you're fucking challenging my identity. I can't breathe when you call me Mr. Zherka. I'm gonna start fucking... Should I just start attacking people who fuck up my name? Because you're fucking with my identity now. Did you call me Jon Zherka? It's Jon Zherka. What the fuck are you doing? I should go to a fucking school, have a mental breakdown. And here's the crazy thing is, the professors would take me serious. They'd be like, oh God, this big hairy guy. This big hairy guy is in trouble. There's a big hairy guy having a mental breakdown. The professor fucked up and fucked up his name. Holy, he's in the safe space right there. Affirmative action. Get this man a scholarship. So we are all lining up to just redistribute whatever we got in our wallets. Like, they're trying to defund Zherka. I'm sorry. They're trying to defund him. We got to give him some money before he's going to fucking lose it, man. He's losing it. He's going to harm himself. You called him the wrong name. You should be fired. This professor should be fired. This professor needs to have his life fucking ruined. And if it doesn't happen right now, then we're all racists and we're all sexist. And you know what's funny about the left? Okay? It's like they talk so much shit about the church, and do you really believe in original sin? You believe that you just you have sin on you? Like, you didn't even do anything. But they have original sin. They call it racism. They call it sexism. They call it all these fucking names. Like, you're just born bad. Right? I wasn't born fucking racist. I had to earn this shit. I woke up and did push-ups. I fucking got a black belt in this shit. You know how many fucking comedians I had to watch to get to this level of fucking racism? I wasn't born this way. Don't take away my hard work, you dumb bitch. But I'm kidding. My mom's in chat. I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm live. Let's go. Can we get some hearts in the chat for that professor? But yeah, so who's the authority on pineal gland studies? Who do I believe? Who does Zherka believe in? I believe, here's where where the fuck does my truth come from? You can't say God right now. We're talking about, you can't say God right now. We're talking like if chat is Destiny right now and I'm having a debate with Destiny and God isn't the answer Destiny wants, he won't even engage with the debate if you say God. He won't do fuck all. So where does my truth come from, guys? If I can't talk to him about God, how can I win him over? What a good friend. They just dropped something off, texted me. They left it at the front, and I also left some cigarettes for you. I don't even smoke, but wow. That is hold on, let me grab that. That's nice of them. They just drove off and left me a present. Okay, don't think I didn't see that. I'm gonna ban that guy. He says, has there been a stream where Zherka doesn't mention destiny? Destiny is the arbiter of atheism. I'm not gonna say random atheist guy would say this. I'm gonna say this is what their argument is from their leader, right? That's destiny. So destiny would say, hey, don't give me no scripture, don't give me none of that. Why do you believe the pineal gland is powerful? Why, Zherka? Are you crazy? Have you lost it? That's what I'm saying. It's like, what is the authority I can go to? I would really have to go to these guys like Destiny. They want professors. They want someone with a PhD, right? All right, so who do I go to, chat? Right? Who actually got me to read books? It wasn't professors. It wasn't someone with a PhD. Who the fuck got me reading books? Who got me antisocial, not staying with friends, killing my stream and reading books? And why do I feel so good like this? Like, why am I feeling so good? I'm losing, bro. I'm losing viewers. Why am I feeling so... Why? Because I know my enemy, right? I know my enemy. I read everything they said. And what did they write? They wrote the pineal gland is the seat of the soul. It holds tremendous power. It's in everyone. You can activate it for good. You can activate it for evil. You can bite from the apple. Knowledge is king. Knowledge is God to these people. I mean, these people have so much knowledge that they can look you in the eyes and say, I don't fucking got a gender, bro. I'm zeroed out. I got nothing. I don't got a gender right now. I changed my penile mind. I just switched, Zherka. I'm on a new patch, man. This is my new fucking DLC. This is my Masonic DLC, Zherka. You can't tell me shit. I'm like, bro, what if I'm your doctor? They have so much knowledge. They had so much knowledge is God to these people. They have so much knowledge that in the 80s they said don't eat bacon and eggs. That contains fat. That's high in fat. You'll get fat eating bacon and eggs. Change it to cereal. Change it to the sugars. Change it. Kellogg's paid us to fucking say this. It's not knowledge. It's deception. Then Americans got so obese. Their hearts, right? And a heart isn't really meant to carry around a man over 200 pounds even. Like, you don't know how big Americans are. Even the muscular ones, even the fit ones, it's like, you don't know how small the heart is. It's not meant to carry around. I'm 260 pounds almost. You know? Like, how long am I going to be here until 80 years old? You think I'm like carrying around 260 pounds? And I'm completely shapeshifted, right? I'm completely non-human looking in person. Like, if you got punched by me, you'd say, that's not a human's punch. That's not a punch you'd feel during World War I, World War II. That's not how big humans are. People they never had my size of a head. GMO head. Right? You understand? You understand that me alone, without even, let's say I don't train and just eat Cheetos and smoke cigarettes and Red Bull and some Mountain Dew. Let's say I never train, I never do anything. I just play video games for like a year straight. I could go in a time machine to World War II and pick a fight with 10 fucking full-grown men, soldiers at war. Let's say before they go to war or after, grizzled vets. And hand to hand, I could fuck up 10 men at the same damn time. Violently, I would be killing them. I would be murdering them. I'd be destroying them hand to hand. No weapons. It would be the most violent thing you see. You'd watch Animal Planet. You'd switch to Animal Planet. You'd be like, he's fucking killing them. He's killing these war heroes. I want you to Google World War II American photos or photos of Americans in World War II. I want you to like understand how small and pathetic they were. All right? They're heroes, but they're small, dude. They're like very small heads, small hands. They couldn't break 180 pounds. They're skinny. They're they all look like marathon runners. It's very scary how small they were. It wasn't a lack of food thing. It's that they're healthy. They had good hearts. They had good diets. They were real humans. They didn't have GMOs and fucking. It wasn't like they were roided up ever in their life. They didn't, change their DNA forever with science and steroids and all that kind of stuff. They're just human size, right? They're children compared to like Canute and Zherka, and even their bodybuilders couldn't break 190 pounds. It's like pathetic, but they look nice. They look pretty, right? They have nice skin, no pimples, no inflammation, no redness. Like, they're healthy people, but very pathetic and small, and not as reptilian. Like, you see guys who've done steroids. It's not just grip strength. There's violence in their heart. It doesn't go away. There's more reptilian kind of like, I can't explain it. You wouldn't want to see that fight. You wouldn't want to see a dude from World War II fight Canute. Even if Canute got off everything, his DNA is changed forever. Even if he lost weight and all that, you wouldn't want to see that fight. You'd say, whoa, Canute is killing these guys. Like, I thought it would be, he would look like Captain America. And I'm way bigger than Canute. Like, go YouTube us together. I'm like a fucking head taller than the guy. I weigh a crazy amount. But you'd never suspect it because I talk my ass off. I sound like a fucking crackhead. Right? I sound like a dork, actually. Like, on call, I sound like, hey, guys, I'm 160 pounds. But yeah. So anyways, what was I saying, right? The heart's not meant to be carrying around all this weight. You're not going to live a long time. You're supposed to be closer to your high school weight. That's what I was saying. Anyways, but what do we know? So we know about the heart. Like, we learn about the heart in school and stuff. Why don't we learn about the fucking pineal gland? There's not even a page on it. No, I got sausagey fucking hands and fingers. Like, I'm just dense, dude. You don't understand how big Americans have gotten, right? And yeah. How come there's no pages on pineal glands in your textbooks? It's simple. Those that rule you wouldn't give you true science. They'd give you like enough to learn about how to name animals, a bit of biology, and like what the fuck a dolphin's hole is for. Like, don't put your cock in the sea creatures. But they're not actually going to give you real science. They're not going to be like, hey, let's talk about sacred geometry. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about giving you anything that empowers you. And they write about it in their books that these truths have to be secrets. And if they do get revealed, if they write them in their books, like, why, John, why would they just write it in their book? Because when you control the educational system, it doesn't matter if they write it in some fucking dusty book. You're going to look like a psychopath if you go out in public and talk about this stuff. You understand? That you've lost. It's over. And it's funny because they still keep it, in the entertainment aspect. It's like, oh, we'll talk about this on some Discovery channels about the pineal gland and what the ancients thought it was. It's not the ancient people that thought that. They're just the first. But there's very recent authors within the last century who write about this stuff. Okay, like Manny P. Hall is one of them, a 33-degree Freemason. Right? He dedicates fucking books to this shit. How the fuck can you write that much about the pineal gland? It's not like it's not fiction. He's not writing Harry Potter. What the fuck is the pineal gland? All right. Let me bring something up. I'm about to pop off. I'm going to go off, King. Okay. I'm coming. All right. Who watched yesterday's stream? All right. All right. Can you see that? John, thoughts on Buddhism? It's satanic. I have a whole I have a mind-blowing video I'm making for people who are into this stuff. This is going to sound really cocky, and it's going to sound like every time I overinflate something, I deliver big. Just remember that. Here, look in my past. I'm telling you, I'm going to have the #1 video in internet history. I'm not talking about views or any of that. I'm saying like the thing that what I'm releasing is going to be so jam-packed that I might have to release 2 different versions, the final cut and the uncut. And it's going to be impossible. I'm leaving zero room for debate from Buddhists, from anyone. There will be no room to debate. No one will be able to go to the comment sections and say, well, there's always a fucking retard or two, but no one will be able to say, no, this is why Buddhism is good. It's going to be buried. It's anyone who clicks on that video, it's going to be stomped into your fucking skull, right? That video is going to go into your mind and stomp your mind. The video that I'm releasing, the only answer you could have for it is you're just a conspiracy theorist, which the way I'm designing this video is it's around my ego, right? My ego, like I get very angry when I'm dismissed as crazy. There's so many topics where if you call me crazy, I don't get angry because I'm like, yeah, I can see how you see that. But if I'm bringing you books and you're still calling me crazy, you have to say that the author, Manny P. Hall, is also crazy. You understand? Aren't you concerned that the video might get censored though? Not really, because for like a year and a half, that's why I didn't do the video. Because of that concern. But you can't live like that. You have to be dedicated to the fact that would you still want it out there if you didn't make $1 from it? It got banned. You know what I mean? If this video got banned on everything where you can't see it anywhere, right? Let's say it was that hardcore, which I don't think it's that hardcore, but let's say it is. I still want my great grandkids to find that video. Even if it has 13 views, they go, oh, look, this guy in our bloodline, he has this one video. Even if I failed let's say I failed with that video, hundreds of years from now, the video could pop off, right? Anytime there's like an awakening happening, right? That's what we do. That people dig up, if let's say I'm a black dude. Let's say I'm a black guy right now, okay? Hey guys, I'm a black guy. Okay, I'm not changing my voice. I'm not doing any of that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a black guy right now. And let's say I want to start a revolution. I want to put a team together and change the fucking U.S., right? Let's say I'm fucking, I don't want to say radical, but let's say I'm like that, right? All I have to do is go dig in the dirt, right? Go into the internet and just dig. I just got to go, what is buried? What is buried for black people? What kind of history is buried? I'll go dig up what they won't teach you in schools. I'll go dig up some fucking Malcolm X, right? Whether Malcolm X has 13 views in the future because Zoomers are watching TikTok or 1 billion views, he's going to electrify my people. There's going to be a surge. Like, it only takes like me to platform him to the right group of people to get my revolution started. You understand? Even if Malcolm X had 10 views, but the content was there. So all you have to do is ask yourself, is it that good? Like, do you want to be remembered for that? It's kind of like why I bring up flat earth a lot, even though it gives me a headache. I need to, 100 years from now, I need people to be like, man, every video I click on, Zherka's talking about some flat earth shit. Or he makes a flat earth joke. Or is he serious about this? I need in 100 years to say, holy fuck, look at all these videos of everyone laughing at him. In 100 years from now, when everyone's talking about flat earth, they're going to be like, dude, everyone's laughing at this guy. He's like he's seething. Zherka's so fucking angry. He's just yelling at people. He looks crazy. I want it to be like that, where in 100 years from now, everyone on those podcasts I went on, people are laughing at them. They're in tears. They're like, dude, they think they're on a fucking spinning ball. That's what I need to happen. That's why I uploaded it Years later, I uploaded it because I'm like, that cannot be buried. You understand? If there's even a world, yeah. No, you don't get killed for speaking the truth, right? The ruling class has never hurt someone for speaking the truth. It's when you're speaking the truth and start mobilizing. They don't really give a fuck if they see you like as a jester, like a clown. They don't care, dude. They actually let the frantic masses cancel you and dox you. They don't really care. But when you start mobilizing, you're like Malcolm X and you're like, oh, you go here, you go here. Actually, we're black guys. We're pro-gun. We're actually very conservative. We believe in God. And you know what? We're going to hold guns and defend ourselves, right? We're not your fucking dogs, right? That kind of energy, that's when the ruling class is like, oh, shit, that looks contagious. That looks like everyone wants to be a part of that. Dude, I'm not a black guy, and I would be fucking, Malcolm X would fucking amp me up. I'll be like, yo, you're fucking right. I got a ticket from the cop. I get charged the fuck up, man. I don't think there's ever been a greater speaker than Malcolm X. It takes so much to pump me up. When intellectuals speak like Jordan Peterson and stuff, it doesn't pump me up. I think Malcolm X mastered that. He mastered, he could calmly amp me up. Anyways, Jordan Peterson can't really do it, right? There's some uncertainty with. Have you ever seen Jordan Peterson try and look certain? He'll make a face like he's certain. Anyways, okay. Shitting on our own. That's where the fun is, man. Okay, so what was I saying? Right, the pineal gland. What is sacred about the pineal gland? And we have to look at signs and symbols and words and where words come from, right? Words are important. John, if you were not a flat earther, you'd understand Peterson. How can I understand a crying little bitch? A pussy-ass, feminine bitch. All right? It's not in my DNA to understand a fucking weakling. A fucking coward. All right? He's like your dad, right? My dad's not a pussy, so I don't fucking identify with Peterson. Okay? I've never seen my dad shed a tear. I can never click on YouTube without seeing Peterson crying. Okay? And he's really crying over money. He knows the more tears, the more centrist he looks, the more book sales. He's the biggest fucking sellout. One time I did a stream for 3 hours and he kept building on a premise and building with Matthew McConaughey. And at the end, there was nothing. There was no God. There's no archetypes from Jung. There's nothing. None of that fucking shit. There wasn't Freud. There was nothing. There wasn't even a Disney. Or actually, Peter Pan's actually straight. There was nothing. He just put Matthew McConaughey's book up on his hand and said, this is a great book. Everyone should grab it. And just when I want to fucking load the fucking barrel and put it to my head, I'm like, I swear I'm going to fucking pull it. There's no way I watched 3 fucking hours. My whole chat's going to be laughing at me. There's no fucking way. There's nothing to this video. There was nothing. Zero. They kept building, but it was zero. There was no truth. It was all vague stuff. I can't even show it after. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Right when I put the revolver to my fucking dome, and Peterson's like, this book is great. He puts the book down and I calm down. And then Matthew raises his fucking book and says, no, Jordan, your book is better. And my whole chat's in tears laughing. We watch a 3-hour fucking commercial, but they're in chat and I'm on camera. You know how embarrassing that shit is for me? Go watch Matthew McConaughey and Jordan Peterson collaboration. And now that I spoiled it, now that I spoiled that there's no plot, like now that I spoiled it, you'll never get through that video. You'll be like, holy fuck, this is impossible. Anyways. Yeah, that's the first. I still remember that was my shift. I used to always bite my tongue, and then I'm like, fuck this bitch. Because I don't care if you're a sellout. I care if if you're a no shame sellout. Right? There has to be there has to be limits there. You know, like if you want $9 million and a penny more, that's when I go, why the other penny, man? That's when I go, what the fuck? Why the extra penny always? You know, I can see you. Yeah, it's going to go to your base, but people like me can see what you're doing here. Why are you going for that last fucking penny? Because if you let go of that penny, your life don't change. You still got a Ferrari. You still got a mansion. You got all that. And the shame is less. So why do you forfeit? You know, I don't get it. Anyways, that's when I flipped on him, right? Okay, so what is sacred about the pineal gland? Rosicrucians talk about this. Freemasonry, all that. Everyone talks about this etheric, let's just call it electricity, that's carried by a fluid up your spine. And you're like, well, what's so disgusting about that, Zherka? I watched so many of these videos saying it's satanic, but how? I don't get it. Well, ask yourself, right? What is sacred? This is a pro-life chat, right? Pro-life is sacred, right? Children, family, wife, sacred. That's for everyone, even atheists, even everyone wants that, right? They just lie to themselves. They picture family life being uncomfortable to convince themselves they don't want it. They never try and make it comfortable in their head, right? And that's why their world sucks. That's why they never have comfort in their life or peace. But now check this out. Think of the word sacred. It comes from sacral. Okay, I'm not trying to get banned being vulgar, but this energy here is connected. I'm just make it like a statue of like Michelangelo's statue kind of dick. Make it less vulgar. Yeah, hate dicks like that. Okay. Now let's draw some electricity. Right. Use this color. Okay, this is educational. I'm not being creepy. I can easily make this a huge ha 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 ha, but I mean, I'm not 12 years old. Okay, so here is that's the sound effect of electricity, right? This is energy. This is raw pro-life energy. And when you shoot this, oops, I missed. When you shoot this, right? Let's say you shoot it this way, and she's like bent over like that, and she whatever. Basically, life is formed. Okay. Are you following? Is this a good stream? So this sacral, let's just call it sacred electricity, the life force, the will of the universe. This guy only got a job and pays bills for pussy, right? But he's a Mason, so he likes little boys instead. But he's still married. He understands the game. He needs a support system. He needs that structure. And now look at this. This electricity, where does it? Let's just go into Masonic literature for dummies. This is how I explain it. Okay. I think it would make a lot more sense if I did this. Earth is physical. We'll just do the whole. That makes more sense to you guys, I think. Just need a water aura around this now. Hold on. These are supposed to be auras. So I remember last time I'm like, ooh, I didn't really explain this that good. What's that channel called where they just make up shit and it's like a talking heads that look like this? It's like Spirit Science or something. This is what it feels like, except mine is coming from the people who actually print fucking money. You're not debating this. You're not saying this is fake. Nothing I'm saying is fake. The guys who print money, what is money, chat? See the horns? Let's just draw some horns, make this spooky. Mono means one. The one eye, the eye of Lucifer, Apollo, the Statue of Liberty, Horus, Ra, Osiris. What sun deity am I forgetting? There's so many. Come on. We'll call it Rahu's brother, because Rahu's the black sun, right? Helios. Good one. Heliocentric. Nice. Okay, white Mexican, I said that. There's more. Come on. We can do more. Sun gods. Yeah, the true sun god would be Jesus, right? The non-inverted, right? The light, the real light, not the false light. But Jesus would encompass everything, so that's kind of a cop-out. John, why aren't you talking about Pfizer got caught mutating the virus? Because honestly, it's boring, okay? All the COVID shit is boring to me. All right? Even if they said the vaccine carried like mice DNA, it's fucking boring. COVID's been boring since day one for me because day one I said this is fucking fake news. I never even got to entertain it like you guys. I didn't freak out. I didn't panic. I didn't say they're locking down the world. I just went on with my day and I talked about it and I'd have like rants and raves about it, but it was boring, dude. It's like the most boring fucking topic of all time. Wait, the biggest conspiracy theory is no news to you, lol. No. I knew COVID's coming when I was fucking in high school. Are you fucking retarded? Can you even find one stream where I'm like, oh my fucking God, they locked down. Like, dude, I've been prepared since the FEMA camp days. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you fucking stupid? COVID lockdowns and the virus, if that shocked you, what do you research? Like, I don't get, like, how do you predict the future? How do you invest in the stock market? How do you don't have like an ounce of conspiracy in you, like where you're like curious what's coming? If they did Project Bluebeam today, you think I'd be like, oh my God, there's a God in the sky, or oh my God, they're doing Project Bluebeam? I'd say, look, it's Project Bluebeam. What? What do I have to ban this guy? I was against the vax day one. What the fuck are you talking about? Do I have to perma ban this guy? I said, I'm not taking that. And then they said the airports are closed. And I'm like, I'm taking that. The fuck? I'm like, I'm not fucking staying in this fucking room another 2 years straight. I'd rather fucking die than stay in my room with chat. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm the only Twitch streamer in, and this is dumber than, you know those guys who were like anti-vax when it was scary to be anti-vax? I'm the only Twitch streamer who watched a 3-hour documentary, anti-vax documentary. I'm the only one to do that. And then I was like waiting on chat to rat me out. And it was like really fucking eerie. And for 3 hours, everyone's on edge in chat. We're waiting for someone to just report. And then it never happened. And then chat's like, don't ever do that again. Like, do it for 20 minutes, maybe an hour, but 3 hours straight of like, you're on borrowed time. And I'm like, why did I do that? But in my head, I'm like, I don't want to burn in hell. Like, we have to watch this. Anyways. What was I saying? Man, I gotta pee again. What the fuck? All right, what was I saying? Yeah, if you want to talk about P Pfizer, I mean, we'll do that after. But it's kind of like things that I don't know. If you didn't predict this stuff, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, man. I wonder what it's like to be like Hassan, Destiny, and those pro-vax guys today. I wonder if they like wake up in the morning and go like, holy fuck, I got paid so much money to be completely wrong for like a year straight. Like, you know what I mean? That has to make you feel stupid. Like, you have to get insecure right there. You know, if I'm wrong if I say the word heliocentric wrong, I feel dumb and embarrassed. So if I got like COVID wrong and people are actually getting hurt by the fucking vaccine and shit, I'd feel horrible. Like, I'd be like, whoa, I peddled that shit. Like Russiagate and peddling all this nonsense. And I remember when was it the Atlantean? They published an amnesty. They said, my bad, truce. And when you see that from fucking lib media, you're like, holy shit, they're afraid I'm going to pitchfork them to death. Right? When they said my bad, I was like, whoa, we are in fucking weird times. Right? Or when we saw Piers Morgan saying, I was wrong, my bad. That's mainstream television telling you I was wrong. That you don't never see that. But, you know, these guys are afraid for their lives now because, like, can't fuck with people's health. Right? And let's say they were right and the vaccine was good for you. The fact that there's no tests done is terrifying. Like, think about, I remember getting the vaccine. I was said to the nurse because I wanted to make her feel bad. I knew she looked worried because I asked this one question. I said, "Hey, I got a history with like hardcore drugs, steroids, rat poison, ingredients of dynamite in my digestive system. You know, I've accidentally OD'd and I've done a lot of fucked up shit. Do you need to know that before you inject me?" And she's like, "I don't know." And it got really quiet and she wouldn't vaccinate me. It was really awkward. It's not like she stopped, but she slowed down the process and was like kind of really disoriented. And then I smiled and I'm like, "Dude, you got to like make a joke, or, you know, I'm trying to fucking get on that airplane and fuck off, you know?" So I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, all right, hit me." And then she's like snapped out of it and injected me with that fucking, whatever the fucking mRNA is. Gene therapy. I'm so invincible it doesn't touch me, but the weak, the depressed, the anxious, the anxiety, I mean, I don't know about fucking with those people's genes, you know. By the way, yo, this is not like medical advice, right? I would never do that live, but I'm just reading you something. This is what Manny P. Hall and these people wrote. Your breathing changed after the vaccine? What are you talking about? I remember Jenna making fun of my breathing on stream. I hate people like you who just make weird connections, because I'm like, this guy must be doing bad in life. I know my breathing's weird now because of the lisp. Those teeth are fucking with my mind, man. All right? I have to drink a lot more liquids with these teeth to keep them slippery. What was I saying? It's like more saliva in my mouth now. I find myself swallowing every like 20 seconds since I got the teeth. No, every few seconds. You can hear it on the mic. Like, there's more. Anyways. Start spitting again. Start spitting on pussy. What was I talking about? Oh, right. So Manny P. Hall and these Masons, right, that print money, I always have to say that part. Remind me if I ever fuck up, because that's the only way people don't click out and, well, they don't click out of the stream. They say this is a conspiracy. But when you say, "Oh, no, it's the guy printing you money, that's who wrote the fucking book," then they go, "Oh, I wonder if this is like COVID. Like, maybe I should pay attention to some of this stuff." Okay, so check this out. Thank you, Sarita, for subbing. Do you like this content, Sarita, or what do you mean? Did you gift subs? My bad. I appreciate that. I didn't think you watched these lectures. The weirdest, like, people that I've never, like, I would never think watch this kind of stuff. The strangest people are DMing me. They're like, "Can you do another stream like that?" I'm like, what the fuck? I never thought some of these people would watch this shit. You know? You tipped $100 fucking dollars? I take off my alerts if I've God in the title. I don't see it. So holy shit. Thank you. I'm not ungrateful. What the fuck? Bro, this was like 100 years ago. Oh, that shit expired. My thank you expired. Bitch, send more. The fuck? All right, so the guys who print money, right? Right? Federal Reserve, right? This is how the Federal Reserve gives you money. Look at this. Here's $5, but you owe me 10. This was the beast on Jekyll Island. This is what they invented, right? And then they go, "Hurry up with my fucking money, punk." And you're like, "Okay, thanks for $5. I guess I'll buy some food with it. But how can I give you 10? Because like I only have 5." And look how smart they are. Look at these PhDs. They go like this. You can borrow more money. to pay me back. Huh. Wait, so I owe you more. Like, how does this work? Like, I owe you more? Yeah, it's a steeper interest rate. Oh, like, how bad is it? Oh, it's just 10% right now. Okay. Hurry up with my money. Okay, am I allowed to, like, work with another bank, or did you murder everyone on earth that opened up a bank? Yeah, we're done murdering them. So take our fucking money. Well, how come you guys don't have to pay anyone back? That's when they kill you. Right. That's when they fucking just put a gun in your head. That's when they... Remember when Abraham Lincoln said, why the fuck are we doing this? Remember when JFK said, whoa, this doesn't make any sense. This gotta fuck some people. This is gonna fuck everyone over. This is like a quick way to the bottom. And it's genius, man. It's a genius system because the average population's retarded. It's not genius to like the average dude that's like in this stream and they're like, oh, I'm being ruled. But to most chats, it's like, that's how the world works. Yeah. Anyways, okay, we're going back to... So Manny P. Hall, right? He's in these secret societies, right? These secret societies, they print money for us. They're our homies, I guess. He talks about the earth aura, which is your physical body, your reproductive fluid, the water, right? Earth, water, fire, air. Fire is your astral light, which is your emotion, your soul. And the way I would word it is, and then there's the air, right? Air benders. Well, you need all of them, but the air benders are in the mental plane, and they can, you need to master this. This is a black belt. This is good grades. This is good finances. Right? You can make a lot of money. Like, look at e-girls. They make a lot of money, but they're always broke. They have zero mental. It's all emotion. Like, what should I buy? How can I feel good today? How can I feel good without a man? What should I buy? And then they're just buying dildos and right? So women live here. Men are more here. But when men are here, they go to jail forever. They murder people. Like, if you want to murder people and not go to jail, just join the military, right? For the United Corporations of America. That saved my life, God bless them. But man, U.S. has lost the fucking plot. Nobody would consider U.S. that pure in the 50s, but compare it to today. It's very pure, right? Anyways. So, and again, remember, the reproductive shoots the snake. Here's the snake. You see it every day, right? Here's the Bible. And you're like, I don't know, this looks like a conspiracy. It's called Mon-I. One eye. Money. That ominous feeling you have in your stomach, it's real. You're not a conspiracy theorist. You're just not fucking retarded. Anyways, but John, nobody believes this shit. Yeah, because the average population is retarded. Here's the serpent and the egg. All right. You want to see a potent mix? Let me show you what success looks like, okay? Let's make this guy a boxer, right? Okay. Say it's Jake. I'm sure this could relate to Jake, what I'm saying. Look at this. If he's a boxer, he's going to train his earth aura, his body. He's going to get fit. He's going to work the shit out of it. But he's going to be tired and emotionally fatiguing. His flame is going to get smaller and smaller. That's when the mental of the discipline comes in. The body heals. That delayed onset muscle soreness gets easier over time, and you can train more and more. You become an athlete through the mental. You become an athlete through the mental, through the discipline. Now look at this. You train fucking hard. Your green, your earth is strong. You stop coming. So you have more emotion. Right? You have more of this water aura. When you have more of this emotion with a strong mental, now you have motion. Now you can punch hard. So earth hard, water sealed, fire, fuego, being kept in check and released only through the punch. And you shoot a fucking boom. You punch a hole through your opponent. And what happens when you start making a lot of money? Your mental goes to shit. You become very emotional from ego. And you suck at fighting. Unless you're Floyd Mayweather, who never drank alcohol, and he just never lowered his energy. He never lowered once. Being around fucking hoes all day, he never drank alcohol. Never partied like that. He'd just go for runs in his jeans if he felt like running. That's real motion, dude. That's a champ. All right? You know how hard it is to make that kind of money and never lose? Like what Floyd did. You know, I'm super impressed with Khabib, but Floyd is so much more impressive when you think about it. Like what he did is so legendary. And it was very godly because everyone on his team, there's like 30 people. He's like, I'm just going to take care of everyone. You're all going to listen to me. You're going to be like my little bitches, but your lives are going to have a lot of money. You're going to have a lot of money in your lives, guys. So he became the father, the masculine, and took care of everyone. It's kind of badass, right? And they're still ungrateful pieces of shit, man. He should have just ditched all these fucking losers. But yeah, Floyd is like, literally saw his dad in jail, and he's like, fuck it, I'll be my own dad. It's badass as fuck. There's a lot of guys who, they don't talk about God, but their actions, they act like they believe, right? They really believe. You know, because it's not, you can believe in yourself all day. The delusion of being untouchable, like Floyd, that comes from thinking you're actually talking to God and God chose you to be number one. That's insane. Like there's not one picture of Floyd talking about black magic or any of that fucking rapper shit. It's just the will. When he started believing he's special. Anyways, okay, what was I saying? Okay, so what is this sacral? This sacred electricity, okay? And why is it satanic? Does anyone know? Because you use this, right? You shoot the you shoot this electricity, right? You get a handful of her hair, hitting it from the back, right? You bend her over, and you light her fucking ass up, right? You're hitting it from the back, and she needs to be dominated. You cannot be dominated, especially when you're, when you're lit up, you're on fire. You need to be controlling here. And she loves it. You're hitting it from the back. The sound effect. Right? You're yelling at her. She loves it. She's like, oh my God. The last guy was like Mickey Mouse. This guy's, what is this? And why does she love it? She's designed to be like, oh, okay. There's masculine, and then there's like, this guy's, he's overdosing on masculinity. This guy's insane. Right? She loves it. This is every fucking woman's dream. If you don't think so, wait till they get comfortable with you. Wait till they find out you're not a serial killer. Right? They get weird. 5-minute doggy, right? You're hitting it, and then boom, electricity. This is educational. The OG. What is the OG, chat? This is rising. You feel it in your stomach, right? This is how you get horny. It shoots from here to your stomach, and then boom, up into your fucking head. And then you start to think like, oh my God. That's why porn is so dangerous. Because if you're just shooting that life force into your brain watching porn, and you're numbing your brain like that, you're like frying it with this electricity. First of all, how do you even get work done? Like, this electricity is so powerful. Why are you watching other people wasting it? I don't get that. Like, people are like, yo, but you're angry, Zherka. Like, you're frustrated. Yeah, I'm horny. What's up? What's up, bro? Yeah, I'm mad. I like being mad, okay? I don't want to be fucking leaning back in my chair like you. You're like a slug, right? I like when someone cuts me off in traffic. I like saying, who the fuck are you cutting off? I like that shit. And then I calm down. I'm like, hey, it's 2023. Calm down. And they go, why are you telling me to calm down? Every fucking guy who cuts me off, they're either going to get some pussy fast, or they're not paying attention because they cummed in the morning. But it's always something to do with nut. It drives me nuts. Get it? So this is sacred. You can call it fluid, but it is electricity. It's being carried by that current up your central nervous system. And there's also an invisible element to it, right? It's not just synapses and electricity. There's something else to it. And mind you, this is all bonded, right? The physical body does get left behind, but the rest is all bonded, right? So that liquid in your fire and mental, wom. So your soul, right? Your astral flame that these guys talk about, your astral flame. These are not chakras, by the way. Chakras is something, there's more of them. Chakras is like a different kind of system, but it's real, apparently. You know, I used to make fun of chakras so much. I used to think it's the dumbest shit in the world. Like the wheels, the 7 wheels. And then I looked more into it. And, yeah, it's like overwhelming. Anyways, so this flame is the real you, right? Because there's this fake you that's in the mental plane. So, how do I explain this? All right, let me show you why you're a phony. Okay, this is going to help if you're depressed. You're going to like what I'm saying here. Like, one in the chat if you're a depressed little bitch. Okay. So look at this red here. This is the real you, that astral flame. The real you, let's say you like, the real you likes, what's a hobby? Like, what do men do? What's something men do for like hours and hours? Okay, who's had a runner's high? You know, anyone who just does a couple weeks of running really loves it. Nobody hates running. You're not preparing for it. So a runner's high, man, that is ecstatic. If you've ever had I once had a runner's high so much, it's so hard. It only happened once in my life. I had to do like 9 laps almost, but it was like in the wilderness for some college course. In college, yeah. And I don't know, I had like something to prove to myself, so I busted ass for this more than I regularly would. Right? I don't know what it was. I think, I remember. It's because I paid like fucking $1,000 for textbooks. So I was like, I'm not losing here. What the fuck? And this runner's high went from euphoric to like I had anxiety almost. Like I was like, holy fuck. It was more than Molly. The energy was more than Molly. From my heart all the way to lifting my face. And I remember thinking, whoa, I'm never doing anything. I'm just going to keep doing it. It never came again. It only happened once in my life. Very weird. And I wonder what mental plane I was in. Like, what the fuck was going on back then? That it wasn't just from running hard. This is like something else. But that was, I was like 25. Yeah. I was maybe younger. No, I was way younger. I don't know what it was. But it was the most intense shit I've ever felt. Like, you know those guys who talk about Kundalini things happening to them? It wasn't, maybe not that extreme, but anyways. So let's say you love to run, but you don't know you love to run because all your friends play video games. So your soul, right, is craving running, but you don't know that because your mental plane is affected by your friends' ideas. So these swirls are your friends' ideas. It's gaming. And you want to be social. You want to be in the in-group, so you game with them. And you think you're enjoying gaming. You don't even know why you get depressed. And you cope with gaming and shit. The mental plane is not just you, dude. It's everything you consume, media, music, everything. There is no drug dealer on earth that listens to classical music. I listen to classical music when I stopped drug dealing. Because when I was drug dealing, I only listened to trap. I only watched trap shit, or I only went to work and saw trap stars. It was like my whole mental plane. But the real me was like, what the fuck is this? I don't belong here. You know, I'm like a Chad. I'm supposed to be doing Chad shit, you know? So like, it was weird. I got cozy though. I actually thought it was the real me for a long time. You know, looking back, it's like, you know, when people say, yo, I was young and dumb. I kind of wish I understood this stuff more. Like, I don't get into chakras. I don't even give a fuck about chakras and stuff. But this stuff makes way too much sense. You know? Especially these two being so connected in our over-sexualized society. But why are these so connected? You don't actually wake up that hardcore. It's because you went to bed with your phone on your hand watching Instagram and seeing fat asses. So your mental plane was ass. Right? There's some, not a nipple. There was ass in your mental plane before you went to bed. Right? You're not actually that fucking horny, dude. You actually want to run and do other things. You want a career. You want to do real shit in the world. You're not that horny. This ass thing, you think, I forgot about it. I didn't think about it, John. It's already in your subconscious. These guys talk to your subconscious. McDonald's uses red and fucking yellow to make you hungry. They hit your subconscious. They don't give a fuck what you think. No, if I want to make money from you, I'm fucking going to talk to the back of your head, not the front. You fill your brain with Instagram before bed That's 8 hours of you not knowing what's circulating in your brain as you're sleeping. And people are like, this has no effect on me. These books say it has an effect on you immediately on the same fucking day, same hour. Imagine over years and years and years what you did to yourself. And the only feeling of non-hopelessness where you actually feel like, oh, this is not hopeless. The only thing that makes what I'm saying less sad for you is that when you break this down, it's actually a lot easier to stop doing dumb shit. If people say, hey, porn is bad, you still watch it. But when you know they're fucking with you, and I'm explaining it to you in a simple way, then when you watch porn, you kind of feel like a clown. Because you're like, I agree with everything that streamer said, but I'm still stroking my dick. You know, you start to feel like a donkey. Like, that's why when Aiden Ross said, I fucked up, I watched porn on NoFap, that's the best thing he could have done, is say it out loud. You hear a lot of voices making fun of you. You know what I mean? It was good. He should get better after this. Anyways, so you want to run, but your friends play video games. So you think you're a video game guy. You might even go pro and then get depressed. That's what's kind of sad. You understand? Is what I'm saying worth it? Or should I go back to the lecture? Because this is a detour. This is not the actual lecture I prepared for 10 hours ago. It's 10 hours of preparing for today's lecture. My life is better when a couple times a week I have these streams where it's all giving. You know, it feeds my ego too. I can feel a pat on my back. You understand? Anyways, so the mental plane, just see it as it's not just yours. Your soul is yours. This is just for you. But your mental plane actually gets affected with these fucking clowns. Right? So you should see it as your mental plane can be raped, molested. When I said I quit listening to music months ago, but really, like 1 month straight, you feel strong, dude. If your substitute is silence and the other 50% is audiobooks, you're unstoppable. You know how hard it is to be certain when you're failing? It's really hard to be confident when you're failing. Is this guy a retard? Doesn't he play intro songs? I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, what do you think if I hear something on the radio in my Uber, I jump out the window? Like, dude, your parents failed, man. Like, your parents are so stupid. He actually thought he had one over me there. That's what's sad. Mods perma. Just, I can't be around retards. You mean well, but you're a retard. That means your mom has retard DNA. Your grandparents, your dead grandparents, whoever, right? All the dead family members share your retard DNA. That's just the truth. And I swear to God, I mean that. Like, I'm not just trying to I'm trying to piss you off, but I swear I mean that. Like, retard is passed down. That's why I hate when people are like, I failed my ancestors. No, your ancestors were failures as well. That's why you're a failure. Okay? It's like retard DNA. That's why overcoming retardation and shit, like actually achieving something, being the first one in your family to do something, that's why it's extra special. Anyways, okay. So are lyrics penetrating my brain? Am I passively listening to music? Am I actively listening to music? No. Not at all. I'm ISIS. You know how ISIS don't listen to music? They call me ISIS, but I'm not the moon god, and I'm not Horus either, and I'm not Set. But you can see that insignia in the Jesuit order in the Vatican, IHS with the sun god. Okay, thank you for the banning of that idiot. Okay. I cannot be surrounded by you fucking idiots. Not in 2023. Okay, so here we have Isis, Horus, Set. Right? You see that? That's where all the money is. The Vatican, right? Is it 80% of CIA members are trained Jesuits? It's not a Catholic. That's what IHS is. This is the Jesuit order. They have their own oath, right? The Bible says don't take no oaths. But that's how satanic the world has gotten. Every religious institution penetrated by the devil. It's actually insane. All we have is each other. Anyways, the mental plane is where all the traps are set. Some people set traps and they don't even know it. Like, hey, you want to smoke weed, man? Sure, I'll smoke weed. And then you develop bitch tits and gynecomastia. Your estrogen spikes, which what does that really mean? It's just an imbalance of... Holy fuck. This is actually insane. Look at this discovery I made. I did that casually. If your estrogen spikes, it's an imbalance of passive and active, solar and lunar. This is active, male, and this is passive, female. She gets fucked. He does the fucking. Oh, damn. Dude, this Manny P. Hall guy is actually a fucking genius. Like, why doesn't he write about this? Like, we have both, yeah. Yeah, we have masculine and feminine. If you overdose on masculine, you stab someone. So the devil, when the devil sees this imbalance properly, and everyone's balance is going to be different. It's like not 50-50. Some people are more soy. But when the devil sees this, right? And remember, Satan's a force, right? That's right here in the mental plane. Really, it's from the spiritual plane, but it bleeds into us. Like, that's how we see it. Because we're not, like, we get hit by the spiritual plane. We don't go up there. And all those impulses to, like, masturbate and all that, right? Those invisible forces hit you all day. And you got to make these auras strong enough to where it can't hit you anymore, right? Holy fuck. I know he talks about these auras being strong, and if they're weak, you get sick faster. But damn, that makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of blowing my own mind today. Am I like overreacting, or holy shit? I know I read that, but I wasn't that. I didn't really care when I read it. Yeah, I've never caught a cold when I'm masculine and confident and doing good. I never noticed that. Whoa. And I've never been depressed when I'm masculine and confident and doing good. Whoa. Masculine men never get sick, Jon Zherka. No, you can't be masculine all the time. Like, how can you be 100%? The fuck are you talking about? It's like saying you believe in God 100% of the time. No, you struggle with your faith. You're struggling. That's what life is, bro. You're suffering. You're struggling in this fucking existence. You fucking retard. Yeah, only God is 100% masculine. Oh, that is so based. That's a good chatter, dude. That's a way better answer. Yeah. Because matter, right, is chaos. We're in the matter world, which comes from the word mother. So we're in the feminine, right? This is Satan's material world that he has a lot easier time manipulating here. And God is the will spewing onto the mother, right? The masculine and the feminine. And the will is masculine, orderly, responsible, doesn't have PMS. But you seen a hurricane can PMS. Katrina go hard one time a month. I think I'm hitting genius level today. This is nothing like that 3-day no sleep stream. John, do you know 100% God is real? No, right? Of course I know 100%. You just ask yourself, is a human intelligently designed? Do you think the eyeball is more intelligent than a camera? Can you make an eyeball? You can make a Sony camera. You can go to school and learn how to make a fucking camera. I give you all the money on earth, you'll never make an eyeball. But what about cloning? Yeah, Destiny's chat was like 8,000 of them that day who all spammed, yes, you can, one day science will be able to make a human eyeball. Because there's night vision cameras, so they're close. And I asked them, I'm like, do you want to go there? And they're like, yeah, you're a retard. They're like spamming, I'm a retard. And I said, you're saying you can make a human. And they all went quiet. Like there was no arguments. It was just emojis and nobody wanted to, not even the guys on calls wanted to bite. They're like, oh, fuck, we set ourselves up. There's a few retards in chat who said, yeah, one day they'll make humans. One day they'll find a way to animate matter. And it's just okay, so this is kind of profound, right? This is the active and the passive principles, right? A lot of people are like, what is a man? What is a woman? Well, according to the people who print our money, right? They give us different definitions. Well, they don't give us a definition anymore, right? They're smart. But these guys say the difference from a man and woman is active and passive. And it comes from the sun and the moon. That's why they say, like, you can either go solar or lunar with this energy, right? That's why I split it down halfway, right? You can go solar or satanic, Luciferian or Satan, hot or cold. That's what Manny P. Hall says. Okay, so we have the active and passive principles of your soul, right? So people who tell you masculine and feminine are just social constructs, that means they're debunking the Kabbalion. That's insane. Like they're debunking things that have stood out for thousands of years. They're debunking Plato, right? There's blue hair SJWs who say masculinity is a social construct, and they're really why they think that is because it can be amplified through media. So if you watch Soy Boy TV, you can amplify your feminine. If the Jesuits are behind everything, why would they spread things against Catholic belief? Because they're Jesuits, you fucking retard. They're pro-COVID. They said the church should be locked down. They said the church should be fucking locked down. Do you know how Satan works? Satan only, just like, think of Satan as a magician, can only work with mirrors, can only work with what God has for all of us here. So that's why Satan inverts the cross. He doesn't have his own cross. He has no power himself. You understand? So yeah, Satan would pretty much use... Check this out, all right? The last thing you should think of when you think of the devil is that he's all evil. That's not true. In the heart, yes. Let's say he had a heart, right? The fallen angel in his heart, yeah. But that's not how Satan operates. Satan gives to charity. Satan opens up churches. You understand? Satan has to blend in. Satan has to be in the shadows, because what is the rays of God? It's truth, right? Satan's afraid of the truth. The truth is Satan loses. No one wants to hear that. They lose their fucking mind. Knowing that you're going to lose this battle, that would demoralize 1/3 of the angels that are, getting you to watch porn all day and smoke weed or opium or whatever the fuck they got kids smoking nowadays. So there's nothing authentic about Satan. You understand? Like, people are like, when you research this stuff all day, John, how do you not get afraid? Like, now that you know there's invisible spirits in the room with you, how do you not get afraid, John? How do you not lose your mind? Like, this stuff is like so hard to comprehend. I want to go back to the Big Bang Theory and talking about COVID and trust the science. Like, I want to go back to the material world, John. I'm like, bro, your world is scarier. I like seeing the demons. I don't like walking around being like, oh, fuck, they're masked. I can't see them. And another thing, it's like, how can you be afraid of demons and Satan? You're admitting you believe in Satan, meaning you believe in God too, I hope. But your faith is weak. And why is your faith weak? Like, what happened to you? What are you watching all day? Let me break this down for you, okay? I'll do one in the chat if you want to know why your faith is weak. It's going to get a little emotional for some of you. Right? I'm going right to your psyche, your mind and soul. That's the definition of psyche. I'll never stop reminding you, you fucking cowardly cuck bitch. Pussy, you fucking missionary. Fucking mission to what? You the fucking Pope? Okay. Can you see the screen? I can't see what you guys see right now. Can you guys see everything right now? The root, we're going into the full lecture right now, okay? So this is the part where you go hard in the chat, emojis, all that. We're going into the heart of what I've been talking about. The root sacral, the sacred sacral energy, the electricity of the orgasm that you have during sex, that you're supposed to start a family with, you're supposed to control that. You're supposed to practice with your wife on raising that energy correctly, holding it in, banging her, and eventually she says, I want to have kids. Permaban Johnny from my chat. And the ARC guy, Permaban. And Permaban Nav too, okay? Their mothers are whores. All three of their mothers are whores. The sacred, sacral energy that you're supposed to use banging your wife, right? She eventually says she wants kids. You say, okay, me too. You don't me too movement, but you nut inside. Okay? That energy shoots up to your third eye. That is the serpent going up the staff. That is the serpent that Moses raises on the staff. And really focus, that is the serpent going up Jacob's ladder. Jacob saw God. Third eye. Where does the energy come from? And why is it so important to the ruling class? Focus, dude. Just focus. It's on Baphomet's penis, and the two serpents are rising. The good and evil. Right? This is the flame, the light bringer. It is, Lucifer is Satan. The Masons just confuse you. They say you get to choose. One is the good guy, one is the bad guy. But there's two moons for a reason. When the moon is out, they can invoke the energy of everything they see in the cosmos. The stars, the wandering stars, also known as planets, the moon. But they never invoke the energy of the sun. They only lie and tell you they do. Because there's a reason why this drip, look at this guy's drip right here. Look at this Freemason's drip. There's a reason. Usually there's a third eye on the apron right here. They chose to go with the solar deity of the Apollo, Helios, Lucifer, Osiris, Ra, Set. Horus is what's on the dollar bill, the top of the triangle. The triangle, what is the triangle in alchemy and every kind of ancient esoteric writing? It's the masculine. It's your dick energy right here. That's why when you fuse an upside down triangle with a regular Pythagorean regular triangle like this. You have the seal of Solomon, the fusion of masculine and feminine. That's what they want. As above, pointing up with his finger. As above, so below. They want to fuse realities here. They don't wait for afterlife. They want to fuse here. That's why he's a hermaphrodite. He's the male and the female. This is their religion. Why do they pervert it with the animal head? Do they want to be beastly? No. The head comes from Baal, Beelzebub, Baal, the ox, the goat. Why? Because you're either the sheep of God or you are your own master. You have horns. You're horny. You have dick energy for yourself. You don't have a family. You've got dick energy for yourself. Is this making sense to you? Andrew Tate worships his dick energy. Enough to where, if it paid him enough, he would pretend to be a woman, unplug his girl's keyboard, and get men to come all day. For mon eye. For one eye. For mon eye. The triangle is fire. The upside down triangle is water. Fire is male. Water is female. This money will make you type to men. Hey, you gonna come? Yeah? Keep going. I like when you're stroking it like that. I like that. That's what he did for money. She'd be playing with her tits, and he'd be like this 10 hours a day. Getting rich in a Bugatti. That's the sound of the Bugatti. Why? It's not just for Monai. It's not even for Monai. Andrew Tate doesn't care about money. Why was he obsessed to make money? Because he wanted women. His dick wants women. This is lust. His goal in life was women. I see a lot of people who like lose their hair and then that becomes like their goal in life. Like the Danas and stuff. Like when someone looks at you and says, I don't give a fuck about pussy, bro. I like making money with my bitches. What do you want the money for? What is driving all that motivation to get rich? Well, I want a Ferrari. Why do you want the Ferrari, though? It's this driving force, right? This thing that wakes you up every morning hard as a rock. But your rock is actually supposed to be Christ. Immovable. You wake up hard as a rock. Your penis is hard. Why does Baphomet have 2 wings? Google Scottish Rite Freemasonry. That's the twin-headed eagle. That's the light and the dark. That's the male. That's the female. That's the active. That's the passive. And this is the fusion. This is how they fuse it through their dick energy. That's why you became an engineer. So someone will like you. You're too ugly to get a woman. You have to become an engineer. You have to become a doctor. You have to use your dick energy to go to school. And why there's an animal head to it is because when you think with your dick, you are a beast. I'm agnostic, John. I don't care if there is a God. We'll never know. I'm concerned with eating, sex, and finding a way to get food, like my job. You're an animal. You're a beast. What is a beast concerned with? Fucking, eating, and the work to get the fucking meal. To fucking eat the gazelle. You're a beast. That's what this is. That's why he has a penis. So when you raise these chakras, when you raise this libido, this sexual energy, you can either do it for yourself, which is passion, or you can do it for others, which is compassion. But they're both satanic because you're being compassionate to get more pussy, to get more social network and friends and influence. Do you really think philanthropists are compassionate? Is Bill Gates compassionate? What about people who run orphanages? Well, studies show they rape a lot of children. It's kind of scary. They traffic a lot too. Oh, yeah. You think men who work at Chuck E. Cheese like children? You think they're compassionate, nice ping pong instructors, or are they pedophiles? You think a man wanting to work with kids is sane in the fucking head? When you went through a hookup phase where you left bitter, at the time I didn't see it because it was weird. I was like, why am I going to work? I can just stay home. I don't even have to make $1 and these girls will never leave my apartment. Right? The only time a girl would leave my apartment is because I'd bring another one over. So when I found out I don't have to work, I can even just play PlayStation all day. And they're like, oh, I get Zherka as my boyfriend. This is a good life. I was like, what the fuck? Why? That's the laziest you'll ever get in your life is when you feel that. And that's when depression kicks in, when you have nothing to wake up for. Especially because the way I was living is I was just getting head. I'll just see her head go up and down in the morning. And then I go back to bed. I had nothing to wake up for unless I wanted more head. Which was usually the case back then. I had like a beastly nature. But I remember they spent so much time laughing with me. I'd get angry. I'd be like, if dating me is going to be like a roller coaster ride of awesomeness for you, what the fuck am I getting? So I would tell them, hey, I want head like 4 times a day. And I would actually punish their behavior if I wasn't getting... like, it's not like they'd say, no, I don't want to give you head, but they'd drive slow to my house. She maybe want to get like a cheeseburger, and then I wouldn't open the door. I'd be like, never do that fucking shit again. I used to be a really angry guy. I'd be like, what the fuck? You stopped by your friend's house? Like I said, I need it now. You're like 40 minutes late, and you're down the fucking street. And, oh, I had to get ready. I used to be really angry about that. Like, I need mine now. You get to laugh with me. You get a great life with me. No, they don't. They had me as a fucking loser. Like a retired drug dealer. That wasn't a great life for them. They were just confused because I was having a ball, so I guess they were having a ball. You know how like chat will kick it with me? Like I could do fucking anything and people just come kick it. That's how the girls feel. They're like, oh my God, this is so much fun. I just want to think, right? So I used to be like, if a girl ever said like, oh, I don't want to suck it, I never got mad. Right? Well, that never really happened, but I wouldn't get mad. Like if a girl ever said, I don't want to suck dick once, let's say she has like a phone call to make, she can't do it, I'll never want head again from her. Because in my head, I just assume she doesn't like doing it. And then I get really turned off. And then they get really insecure. Like, this is my past. They get so fucking insecure. But where I can incriminate myself and say I had issues is I need it fast. Like some businessman. Right? I used to even warn them. I'm like, look, it's going to sound like a joke because I speak like this. You can't pull over, you can't do this, because in my head I thought I was giving these girls my all, but I wasn't. It felt like that for them. They were overwhelmed with all the fun jokes, restaurants and all my friends they loved, and they're like, holy fuck, this guy has the best friends and we're always going to the greatest parties. And so I'd show them all that, and then I'd take it away from them. There's one who actually cried live, and like I'd take it away from them and they'd be like, holy fuck, bro, life without Zherka is just impossible. And then I'm like, okay, I can't say it to your face, but clearly you're getting more out of this. And it's true until 10 years pass and I'm still a fucking loser without a job. Then obviously they're not getting more out of it. But it is true in that year. So was I bitter when I was going through my hookup phase? I had nothing to wake up for, dude. It would be 6 p.m. and I wouldn't wake up. Right? And I get so angry if her makeup wasn't on. Right? I'll look at her, I'm like, I'm not trying to feel wholesome. You know when they suck your dick without makeup, you just like pet their head and you go, that's my baby. Like, go put your fucking whole makeup on. I want to feel like it's a stranger. I want to feel like a stranger's on my dick. I want you to give me the feeling so I don't cheat. And I was so honest because I know the girl's not going to leave or anything. These girls, they were shocked at the truth. They were shocked. Not that I like all the makeup that much. Just, some. But I wouldn't even get mad when they went overboard and clowned up their face and red lipstick and all that. I wouldn't even get mad at that. Because I said, it's getting nastier. She's really getting nasty on my dick. So, yeah, she looks a little clown-like. She looks like my fucking emotes. But she's really getting nasty. Like this... That Babylonian type makeup and Egyptian style, that's where it comes from. It's putting something in her. It's making her get sloppy and shit. And I didn't know what it's like to get head from someone that's like, oh, that's my girl. I feel good. I didn't know for years that that's a good feeling. That's kind of sad if you think about it. Because when it's your girl, then the cheating becomes way harder. Because then you have to move. You have to leave your house and shit. And that's why I was like, those guys in high school who always had a girlfriend, like they stuck with one girl 6 years, they do better in life. Even when they break up and they're heartbroken, they go on to the next relationship, get married. They do really good in life, actually. Like I always see them, whether they're making money or not, they always got something going on and they're smiling and hey, what up? You see them in the mall with their girl. Yo, Zherka, man, what up? Yo, it's me. And they're really at peace. But those player guys are really on edge. And I was like, man, you get used to getting... I swear to God, I'm not trying to sound cool. A girl I fucking hated. I hated her. She hated me. I saw her outside the club. She's like, I need a ride home. And I would be cruel, but when they're like the only girl on the street, and it's like a dead night, no one's at the club, I'm like, fucking nobody's seeing me be nice to this bitch. I could be nice. I don't care. Right? It's not like public niceness where people think like I'm with the girl or whatever. So I'd be like, all right, I'm going that way. And I'd drive her, drop her off. I wouldn't even say bye. I wouldn't look in her eyes or just they'd always call me rude and asshole, and I'll just drive away because I knew, I was like, I'm not getting any pussy. This girl hates me. And I'd always run into girls that hate me. And I wouldn't... when I was young, I used to talk to them and see like, oh, maybe I get something out of this situation. But then I started getting a lot of girls and I'm like, get the fuck out of my car, as in like, you know who I am? You're not sucking my dick. Are you fucking retarded? I wouldn't say it to them, but that's what would go through. I wouldn't even let the thoughts in my head because I get angry driving. But if she ever said something to me, it would snap in my head. I'd be like, whoa, I'm angry. That's not peace of mind. I would never had peace of mind when I was a player. So anyways, I remember this one time, this girl that hated me, she was just so sick of the fact that I'd drop her off like 4 times in 1 year, or 3 or 4 times, whatever. She was so, I don't know what the fuck it was. She just got in the car and unbuckled my belt and started giving head because I was having a cigarette and I was halfway to dropping her off as usual. And I'd see her like once every 4 months just on the street randomly. We didn't talk. She was just so frustrated with a year passing by. She was so mad that she see me 4 times a year. She wouldn't respond to my DMs. I would respond late because I'd be partying. She'd see it in the story. So she always knew. She's like, I'm not going to be last in his life. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not going to be last in yours. Like 2 fucking egos, right? And I remember just having the cigarette and not enjoying the head, right? I just looked down at like, that's what you're supposed to have done a year ago, you dumb bitch. Who the fuck can't enjoy head? What was I, gay? Who the fuck is too mad to actually feel the head? Obviously, I finished and all that, but I'm saying it would have been more enjoyable if I was smiling in a good mood, blah, blah, blah. My dude, a player will never look in your eyes and say they have peace of mind because they'll always answer you when they're chilling. They won't answer that around the clock at 12, at 1 a.m. They'll never answer that. Peace of mind means around the clock. It doesn't mean when they're like, they just got some head and came to your house to fucking drop a baggie, right? So that's what I hate about players is like, I've only ever respected players with a girlfriend ever in my life, right? Because then they have the peace of mind and they're fucking evil, right? Like there's some guys who are so magnetic, she just can't leave, right? She knows. She's like, it's never their job. It's never their friend group. There's something they're doing when she's by the fridge in their shitty fucking apartment together. And he makes like this certain joke when she's at the fridge that always cracks her up. There's something about how he's tickling her sense of humor that makes her fucking addicted to getting fucking played and destroyed. And that guy's satanic, but at least he has like structured his life. A player's a fuck boy. You know, if you're going to be a player, then you should be those guys who what up, Panda? Yeah, you should be those guys who play on all planes, right? Zherka, not everyone can be a player. I'm not flexing, dude. The guy asked me, did I have peace of mind? I don't talk about this day to day. He said, do you have peace of he said, did you ever feel bitter as a player? I'm like, that's the wrong word. I had no peace of mind as a player. On my best days, I wasn't getting enough head. You know how long it takes to deprogram that mindset? You ever date a girl and her masculine side shows too much? Yeah, for me, if she's being masculine, it really means she's sensing that I'm not in the relationship at all. She's like not a priority. She's nothing. That's when they like go, holy fuck, it's been months of this. This guy's like, they don't even know why they're panicking. And you know how I think, I go, I'll get it together. And never get it together. I'm like, fuck this shit. But yeah, that's kind of the only good thing about COVID is, damn, that was a lot of deprogramming from the whole temptation, you know. I was like, oh, I like myself at home, actually. Actually, I've always liked this. So did I have peace of mind being this beastly, right? And you guys don't want to admit it. When you're horny, you got horns. You don't want to admit it, but you're looking in the fucking mirror. That Baphomet is you. That's you. You're emotional. You have tits. I'm emotional. I'm going to get some McDonald's. I'm going to get a cigarette. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get alcohol. I'm going to cope. I'm emotional. I got to cope. You're sitting. You're not in motion. You're never active. You only point at the active principle because you manipulate people into thinking you're masculine. So you point up and go, this is me. I'm bringing this, but I'm also bringing this. No, you're not, dude. No, you're not. You're saying you're bringing the light. You're saying you're bringing sunlight. All I see is 2 fucking moons. What about distance relationship where you see each other every 3 weeks? If you see a girl every 3 weeks, she's getting fucked by another dude. Okay. And if you're a super Chad and magnetic, maybe you'll have her, but it's just arguments. It's like stupid. It's not a girlfriend unless you live with her. Let's be honest. Okay. Long distance, even if they're 1 town away from you, that's not your girl. Someone banned Wabbits. This guy's cringe as fuck. Yeah, so no peace of mind. But now let's focus. All right, let's get back to this shit. Living with a girlfriend outside of marriage is a sin. Yeah, what choice do you have, bro? Is anyone in this chat getting married? If it's 70%, 80% divorce rate, your parents can't even hold a fucking marriage. You guys have no fucking chance. Just call it how it is. You guys are beating the world. You guys without your Ferraris are going to beat the world. Good job. Yeah, that's the mindset, dude. No, Edward, I don't. Well, if you're in EU, maybe. There's some like towns, I guess. Anyways, the reason why this Mason wears this thing so low, why is he wearing this necklace so low? Like, why is it designed to be this low? This sacral energy goes up like the penis, right here, right there, right Baphomet, right there. Look at that, right there. You think the guys who print money, your politicians, well, the ones with power, you really think they're in these clubs to be better, man? Satanic. So whether they tell you, hey, I'm a solar, I'm the good guy, or hey, I'm satanic, I'm the bad guy, well, it's both coming from your penis into here. So some people think, oh, look at that, my third eye is my penis, and I do sex magic on Epstein's Island, and oh, I open my third eye. This is actually this is not from my penis. This is just right here. This is right here. No, this goes up Jacob's ladder. The serpent goes up, coils, and just like this, who rules you, the Mon eye, that serpent, boom, you see more, full gnosis. And if you really want superpowers, right, if you want a fast track to hell, do what Crowley did and start fucking little boys. You're going to go to jail, you're going to go to hell, and you're going to be in a lake of fire for eternity. Aleister Crowley talked about how an 11-year-old boy is the most energy you can get. An 11-year-old boy of high intelligence, purity, virgin, but their mental plane has to be exercised. I guess they have to get straight A's. And that's why there's so many pedophiles. There's like a pedophile problem with the ruling class. It's the highest source of power, right? You know how it's now you have people on your phone that are your friends who have peed on their girlfriend to be kinky, and some that don't tell you the girl would like suck on the dick with a little pee on it. And then some who are just like drinking drugs and going even harder, they'll drink a bit of pee. Some will drink a glass, and it just keeps going more and more. These are your friends. They don't tell you how they get down. You know? They don't tell you. They actually suppress it. They eat ass. And they look you in the eye and always say the same thing. She was clean, John. And I always respond the same way. Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's going to make a difference for that humiliation ritual? And then they get angry. They go, no, she was clean, John. And I say, okay. Where did it happen? And they remember they posted pictures that day of them at Disneyland with the caption saying, we fucked in the back room at Disneyland. And they just look at you like, does this guy follow me? I forgot. And they're sweating and shit. But she showered before we went to Disneyland, John. She showered before we went on the roller coasters that increased her sweat and got a little poo out of her because she was so scared. And I swear she showered before we went there, John. I didn't know I was engaging in black magic and dark arts. I thought we were just having fun. It's not like my subconscious knew. John, I swear she showered. John, I swear she showered. She's holy, she's clean. She's not satanic, John, I swear she showered. And the whole time, I'm looking at his fucking brown tongue, wanting to slap the taste out of his mouth, but he can't taste shit. When you walk with Satan, you gain 400 pounds eating anything you want, and you can't even fucking taste the food. Food don't even taste good anymore. Because you need dopamine. You need love. You're a dopehead. You keep fucking eating and eating, or you can't taste it. Why can't I taste it, man? I'm suffering with gluttony. Why can't I taste the food? When you're fit and eat right, food is fucking delicious. You have a burger when you're fit. You earn that fucking bitch. That shit's water. That shit's soaking. Bison burger. And when you're fit, you're so clear-headed that you want to eat more, but you're getting excited. You can't eat. You got to take a shit. You're excited. Oh my God, I got to go stream. I got to go shit so I can go stream. Because you got the mindset to do the work. You 5,000 pounds, you'll never start that stream. You're tired, bro. You're tired before you eat the food. You're tired after. Yeah, carbohydrates are satanic, but not in and of themselves. It's because you either have fats or carbs that you respond to well, and you got to like see which ratio. Do you like this one higher or this one? But in this modern American diet, you're getting your fats, right? Everything's calorically dense. That's why it's always bad to supercharge, spike your fucking insulin with carbohydrates and sugars. Because like these two are the like serpents. Right. In Europe, it's way easier to eat, but in America, it's insane. Zherka, explain why eating the box is satanic. Eating the box. Okay. When a woman sucks you off, you know, you guys are being bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best thing in the world. Right? But she looks in form when she does it. Some like to argue that this is, evil to say, but the most gorgeous she'll ever look is on her knees. The one time she'll feel the most confident. That's why they do that in PE class. You remember in your high school and shit? That's why in PE class, when you guys are sitting, they like to do that, looking at you and like stretch their back and start fucking. They know what they're doing. That's why when you're in a room with them, you're at a party, that's why they do that. That's why if they really fucking mastered getting dicks hard, they sit like a hoe, like their lumbar is straight. You know, you ever seen her just sit bent? And you're like, what the fuck? Bitch is bent sitting. No human sits like that. Right? When a hoe wants something, her posture is perfect, like it's a job interview with your cock. Right? When your girl want to manipulate you, she's smiling and sitting fucking perfect. Like, whoa, did you go to a chiropractor? What's going on? Why are you doing that? Even if she's in front of you, she knows what she's doing, right? They put a ponytail on and then boom, they arch their back sitting. And you're like, the fuck? That's not her. And then you feel her about to say it. And, just take the fucking credit card, get the fuck out, give me some peace of mind. Because appreciate you, Anon. I don't believe in like paying for girls and shit, but I'm not gonna lie. My biggest weakness is that fucking excitement I get when I have that quick fantasy of her fucking off. When I go, all the talking's gonna stop if she just takes this credit card and goes to Starbucks. Bitch, fly, I'll get you an Uber. Don't come back. And that's the biggest fantasy I have when they're like getting on my nerves. A lot of people think like I want to fight and stuff like that. Yeah, when I was fucking unemployed, I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. Right? An argument's like something that is like to like charge the sex. It's not really what I want in my life. I'll block for arguments easily. Fucking dumbass. It's funny because like women will do everything to like try and maintain a man, and they go, I think I'm doing it. My friends are telling me I'm doing it. Right? But if they jumped in our heads for 10 seconds, that's all they'd need. They'd just win the game. They'd have 100 dudes proposing. Because then they'd be like, oh, sex and quiet? They'd give you sex and they'd be quiet. They just leave your room. They go to the living room and call their fucking whatever. You walk home from work and all of a sudden they want to talk to you. But if they're in a bad mood, they come home from work, you leave them alone. You're respectful as fuck. You don't say like, oh, you go do the dishes and shit. You can see in her face, she was defeated. She fucking lost. She's a loser today. Absolute fucking loser. Let her just be a loser. Let her calm down. Right? I'm not going to be a villain and be like, you know what? We need to talk about something serious and shit. I'm not going to do that. I'm not the devil. But they see you walk in pissed and they still want to ask you. I'm going to my friend Stacy's house. I know she's fucked 10 dudes at the same time 10 years ago, but I don't think it's that bad because it's 10 years have passed. And you're like, what the? You don't see my fucking face? I was going to kill myself before you told me that. Now I realized I have to do it because even hell wouldn't be as bad as the fucking news I'm getting walking through that fucking door. And I don't kill myself, right? That's just a figure of speech. A lot of people are like, oh, women can't sense when you're pissed, you walk through the door. Yes, they can. Actually, better than you, right? They can walk through the door and you don't know they're mad, right? That's why you go, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. But they still need to me. Why? Because it's a chaotic brain, right? That's why they love being whipped. They go, oh, the chaos stopped. He finally told me to shut the fuck up. Oh, finally I can stop thinking about nail polish. Oh, thank God for this man. Oh my God. I remember when I'm like, yo, I'm going to stop dating chicks who just looking in the mirror and applying makeup. I want to date a paralegal. I want to date someone who's in fucking university. The same fucking problems. I was like, whoa. That's like having a roommate that's a Chad and always partying. And then I go live with a nerd and he's fucking always partying and loud. That's insane to me. I'm like, there's different kinds of men, but damn, those girls, they line up. You know, their mental plane is seriously passive. Like everything goes in their brain. Anything they see on TV is just fucking sinking in there. Boom. If a girl's a conspiracy theorist, she's getting dicked down by a conspiracy guy. It's not because she's all watched fake news and said, that has to be fake, right? If men didn't exist, every woman would be running around saying, holy fuck, monkeypox is coming. We're all going to die. We're all going to die. Monkeypox is coming. But when it says monkeypox on the TV and they see their dad or brother just raise an eyebrow and say something sarcastic, they snap out of it. Even when they think monkeypox is fake, the chaos in their brain goes, but if there's one chance, if there's 1% chance it's real, I'm going to die. Should I focus on this 1%? What if it's 0.1%? I could die. I'm fucking dying right now. Drop dead, bitch. I'm kidding. Yeah. So the mental plane is a scary world for women. That's why they do better when they're married. Right? Because they love to lie to you, but they just steal your mental plane. I don't want to use the word steal, but it's the only thing that's going to get in your head where you never forget what I'm saying with this fucking dumb drawing and shit. They literally, hey, I'm dating Zherka, so I'm going to listen to his music. I'm going to speak like him. I'm going to do everything like him. I'm going to copy this guy. They don't even know that they're turning into clones, right? This mental plane is insane. It's like if she watched Pokemon all day and I got addicted to staying with her and I love Pokemon. Like even when she's not home, I watch Pokemon because I got it from her. That never has ever happened to any, maybe a simp. But usually he'd cry and be like, I miss her. I can't watch Pokemon alone. So this mental plane, this is where women fail. But they're socially calibrated and they're strong souls and emotional and all that. They're good here, right? Their emotions are not at whack. It's this. When they don't control this, this is when they fuck up. They're thinking too much. Ooh. Okay, if you're thinking so much, why don't you be an engineer thinking that much? The fuck? You understand? Is what I'm saying even penetrating your cabinet? Everything I'm saying would resonate a lot better if there were no elemental shit on screen, right? Look at this. Look, everyone believes me all of a sudden. As soon as you make it into an anime, they go, dude, I don't know about this. Right? If I took this guy off the screen and said, women are chaotic. They don't control their mental well. They're very emotional because they think too much. Oh yeah, I agree with that. As soon as you show them this, everyone starts fucking losing their mind. Why? Because when we delete this, everything's going according to plan. Oh yeah, I know, like Andrew Tate said that, and I believe what John said. Everything's going according to plan. You give them Masonic literature, boom, I didn't learn this. I've never seen this in my life before. Not even Alex Jones showed me this. Why should I trust this book? Who cares if these guys print money and have billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars? I want to trust the science, dude. I want to do what, like, I have a piece of shit truck. I want to do more things to have, like, a better truck. You understand? Is Baphomet, Moloch, Jupiter, or Lucifer all the same? The devil has many names. All right. Well, why you're confused is, yes, Satan is a force, but remember, it's 1/3 of all archangels that went with Satan. So there's a lot of them. But what you described, it is the same, if they're doing the same thing with children. Where it's different is greed is different from lust. Right? These are different demons. But Moloch, Baal, those are the same ones. They're doing the same thing. They're like working on the same sin. Like a lot of the sins overlap too. When it rains, it pours, right? John, I will believe you if you quote anything from Genesis. The stars in the firmament. Okay, how about that? Or let there be light. How's that one? And on the seventh day, all right, let's go back to this. Okay. So your sexual energy, that fluid goes up your spinal, right? Let's focus on this side. Shoo, right? Dick is here. Let's say this is your dick. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love this girl. Wow. I'm not simping. And then it goes up, up, up. Boom. Third eye awakened. But not everyone can do this because they wrote in their books the pineal gland is smaller and deformed in the stupid. So there's a lot of people who kick a soccer ball and they don't see it go in the net. So they suck after 10 years of playing. And then there's people like Ronaldo that goes, it's already in, right? They see it in their fucking third eye and it just goes in every time. It's not satanic what Ronaldo's doing, right? It's not like he's going through practicing that ritual and stuff like that. He's worked hard with what God gave him. But the level of money he's at the like almost billions, means there has to be something else, right? What do they say? Like when it's over 30 million, there's a trade in morals happening somewhere. Something happened. Aleister Crowley wrote that his powers awakened. He was like against gay people, right? But one time he had a gay experience and then all of his powers actually started doing things after his first gay experience. Which is kind of interesting because like a lot of people at the top are, they're not like gay where they like men. They're not bisexual where they like men and women. They're just always down to fuck even like children, like Jeffrey Epstein. Anyone who massages Jeffrey Epstein, it'll turn him on. Even if it like a dog rubs against his leg. There's people who, if they're like petting a dog, they think about it, And so this third eye, right? Technically, you use it every day in like its smallest form, right? But they say it's calcified, it's weakened. The stupid and atheists have like a dog shit version of it. The people with natural diets and more spiritual, theirs is better. But people who get horny and do rituals and horny and rituals and horny and keep staying there, right? They practice enough and they have psychic visions of how to paint a Mona Lisa. This is according to their books. I'm not just making shit up. All those YouTube channels who talk about the third eye are making a lot of shit up. Like, they can never cite a source, ever. They just make shit up. They say, third eye opens and you can either be closer to God or the devil. No, dude. No. When it's opened like that fully, right? When you awaken your third eye, it's the least faith you will ever have in your creator. Because you will know for a fact God exists. But you'll also know for a fact you're going to hell for this knowledge. And you chew the apple. You understand? Gnosis. The Gnostics had gnosis. These wizards and shit. Druids. Hermeticists. Gnosis, knowledge, is the least faith you can have in God. The most faith you can have in God is in prison when they take the book from you and you still believe. You're stranded on an island, you have no one around, you think you're going to die. All right, you get tested too. What if you forget? There hasn't been a day in a human's life where they don't think about God. Sometimes I think there's not even a fucking second, especially if you count the subconscious. Well, if you count that, it's like game over. Why you doubt yourself every day is like, you're like, am I walking with the devil? Do I actually like video games? Or maybe I want to be an engineer. Maybe I want to do something else. Maybe I'm just getting into gaming because I'm talking to this girl and this is not the real me. All that doubt is questioning who you're walking with. You can't serve two masters. You're either walking with Satan or you're walking with the fucking truth. That's why these streams that get a lot less viewers, they still have to happen. I still have to do them. It's the real me, right? Even if they never get one subscription, I have to do these, right? Not for like you guys. I'm doing it for myself. I have to do these streams because the most satanic thing you could do is keep it all to yourself and play VR. I remember I was getting like 3,000 views playing VR, right? Let's say I'm playing VR instead. I go like 10 years never talking about it. So why they have an eye usually on the apron, in this case they have the sun, right? This guy got money. And they have it here is the raised dick, right? Dick goes from here all the way up. I don't know how to say this without making it a joke, but it all comes from generative principle. So that's what the G in masonry is, right? It's pretty much the sex stack. That's why her legs are right here in the symbol. Symbols rule the world, right? Let me show you something. This is all penetrating your psyche without you even knowing it. But your subconscious knows what the fuck the truth is. Your subconscious knows to fucking breathe when you're asleep. Repair a cut on your hand or whatever. It just does it by itself. So deep down, let's wipe this board. Let's go into it, okay? check this. This is gonna get ridiculous here. This is like where everyone's gonna be like checking out. But you look. Why am I angry? What the fuck? I gotta check that. Let's fucking go. Okay, sorry. Okay, when you look at this sigil, right, as inverted by Dilemma or Crowley, this symbol is the sexth act. Okay? These are her legs, right? This is her legs in missionary. And this is the guy over her going balls deep. Excuse me. I'll make the guy blue for this. Actually, you know what? The woman is blue. She's always water. So remember, the woman's triangle is down like a vagina, and the man's is a penis. It's up. Upright triangle. So that's how your brain interprets everything you see, really. That's billions of dollars goes into this for marketing too, like for like logos and Coca-Cola and all that shit. Like they look into this stuff. A lot of times they sneak in the word sex in things because they know it's going to penetrate your psyche. Does that make sense? Here, let me draw it. Sounds crazy, but just remember, you believed in the vaccine. Now you're like panicking because you're a fucking retard. Okay, so we'll draw the water, right? That's her. This is the water. And this is why women get so emotional, I guess, during sex and stuff, unless they really focused on the mental plane where I'm a man, I can be like him, I can just not be emotional. And then they have mental breakdowns. But again, they get emotional because they're water, dude. They're actually not fuego. They're not fire. You understand? We are the fire. That's why their like emotions are fine, right? Their astral flame is fine until they get fucked a lot. Then they start to like really cope. And like, yo, we try to warn you, man. Okay, so he's standing on top like this. And this is missionary, okay? So we can actually make it silly, or I can like draw it in detail. I can do a bit of both. I'll make it look funny too, but this is educational. And I'm not the first to say this. I'm not just making shit up. Okay? Check this out. She's having the time of her life. Okay. Okay. That's her. And then this is him. We'll make him taller. Just assume this is his ass, okay? So it's like this. Let's see, this is his asshole. All right? But you know what's the funniest part of what I'm doing is I'm not the first to discover this. Like, I took this from someone else. Like, I didn't, like, notice shit. I'm not, like... I wish I was at that level, you know? Where you see it everywhere. Hold on. Yeah. I'll just draw his body here. Can you see it? Let's see, she has a square ass. Okay. I'm not trying to make her hot. Well, that's a guy. What are we doing? We gotta make her a little round. I don't know if you give her this kind of ass. Like Megatron's ass. Okay, we'll just do a silly. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is educational again. I'm like not making this crude. I guess they're making love or whatever. And let's say he has like a big dick. We'll just draw it in red. Okay. We'll say it's going in there. Okay. Like that. That's the sex stack. Make it more realistic. Hold on. So why am I showing this? It's like not hentai. I'm not trying to like sexualize this content. And here's my defense. This is, what is this, Chad? What is this, Chad? Schizo? It's going to make sense in a second. Try not to go over her lines and make it like pretty, just so she's still there with us. Hang in there, baby. Yeah. Yeah. All right, don't sexualize it. That's not funny. Okay, now look at this. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, it's got to go lower. Oh, right. This one would be longer because it's the male. Whoa. Oh, my God. They're actual freaks, bro. They're way too detailed in their logo. I always wondered, I'm like, isn't it supposed to be more like Seal of Solomon? Because it's never a perfect unity. Holy shit. They would make it taller. Remember, two blades of grass, if one's taller, it's the masculine, the other's the feminine, relative to each other. Or when your buddy picks you up, one of you is badass and the other's a pussy. It's in everything, right? Even in arguments, they say. All right, hold on. Like if I argue, let's say I talk about math, I am the feminine because I don't know much about mathematics. So I would get dominated. You understand? Like a passive and an active, right? A mathematician would go active on my ass. They make me look retarded. Now look at this. If you still think this is ridiculous, just focus on what do the Freemasons say the G is. This is where it gets creepy. And why is it positioned right here? Okay, that makes more sense. The color is really saving it, actually. Damn it. G-spot, yeah. I haven't heard that since fucking grade school. Are you hitting the G-spot? It's like those guys who like, I don't know if you came. How do you not know if she came? What the fuck? I've never asked that, right? Because I know most of the times it's no. And you definitely know when she does. Like most of the time, I'm like, I don't know, you didn't. Like, that took 5 minutes. Okay, hold on. Just happy to be with you, John. The book. Maybe I'll do it like that. And she's thicker. Okay. No! Leak. So I don't have to do too much to make my case here, right? Guess we have to draw him over her, though. Yes. Oh, look at that. I made a perfect triangle. What the fuck are the chances of that? That's satanic. Close that. Do this. You know what? I'll make him a little bigger. No. Yeah. Delete this. No, dude, even high-level Masons don't know this. They don't read the right stuff. They read what their lodge gives them. And it says in their own books, you are being intentionally misled. And then they're like, oh, I'm too smart. I'm going to figure it out. And then they don't even know that at the top it's just a sex cult. It's like, yeah, if your morals have to be hidden, it's because they're bad. No one's morals are hidden, right? Like, thou shalt not kill. Oh, that's just for us. You'll keep it a secret. Just keep that a secret, but don't tell anyone. That's too edgy. If your morals are a secret, you're a sex cult. Yeah, morals and dog shit, exactly. Okay. I've made my case. How's that? Actually, you know what? This will be easier if you screenshot this so I never have to do this again. Hold on. Man, the way I'm doing this is like, it's, if you don't understand what I'm saying by now, that's on you. Is it generative? Fuck. Okay. I'll color this. Pink. There it is. The power of the nut. People go to jail for a nut. People build empires. People run giant businesses for a nut. People work 40-hour days in a 24-hour clock just for a nut. Men drive 5 hours to fuck a mid girl for a nut. Men fly halfway across the world to get rejected by some fucking mid ex for a nut. Men destroy 40-year marriages for a nut. That is the power of the G. The grand architect, the generative principle. And why is their God the generative principle? Why is their God the grand architect? Because they worship horniness. They worship the horns. This is Epstein Island. You're broke. They have billions. You suck. You went to college. They don't go to college. They have other books. You get a cold and there's no cure for the common cold, so you take a NyQuil and pray. You know, you like pray for the best. Oh man, I've got a cold for 2 weeks. They know what a cold is. They understand it. They know. They're like, look at this. Our auras are weak. I'm catching illnesses. You don't know why you have a common cold. Cancer. Anything that happens to you, it's always, I don't know. You're going to have to buy a lot of medicine until you just heal naturally, and then, hey, bro, it was actually the NyQuil. What are the symbols on the forearms of the goat? Yeah, it says solve coagula. So that's their transmutation. And that's actually, Harry Potter creator, right? I'm talking about magic, right? Real life magic. The creator who made like fucking $100 million or $1 billion off Harry Potter, she has the same tattoo, just on a different spot, but she has this tattoo. And she made Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling. You look at her early life, it's all black magic and occult. Thoughts on mythology? Yeah, it's all retarded. It's all fake. Mythology is all fake, dude. All right. It's just God and the devil. There's nothing else to it. But really, it's just God. The devil's not even in the fucking equation. When you realize how weak the devil is, when you read enough, you go, oh, wow, there's nothing to worry about. I don't worry about my mental, but I worry about like people around me, right? There's people who look me in my eye and say I'm crazy, and then they put a mask on to go to the store. I saw people wearing masks in swimming pools, and they pointed at me and said, dude, you're crazy. There's no way you're repeating what you read in a book. That's crazy, John. So, here's the fucking Lucifer is good retard in chat red. I love this guy. He's convinced, right? He's convinced. Red, let me give you the argument you made yesterday. I missed it in chat until I rewatched some of it. Right? Here's his argument, okay? Okay, we'll draw a tree. This is the best argument you're ever going to hear from fucking retard, right? Because in his argument, he's actually assuming it's all real. So it's actually perfect. Okay, look at this. He says, Lucifer is good. Without knowledge, you'd be a fucking animal. Okay. Were Adam and Eve animals? See, now he's quitting from the debate. Now he's saying, no, it's all fake. Even the Lucifer part is fake. It just means knowledge. You see? This is how easy it is. The most knowledgeable in our society are always worrying. A simple life farmer who has faith, right? Maybe his head's not in the books. That's true genius. Peace of mind. Wife, kids. You fucking worrying, anxiety, depression. I'm so smart though. I'm so smart. I'm like Jordan Peterson level smart, so I can't stop crying. Choke on knowledge. All right, you can ban red now. You're late, by the way. You usually start trolling earlier. This red guy is really convincing. Yeah, you should Google Kanye West Freemason. We'll see if Kanye's on your side. Okay, where was I going? Yeah, so if the energy is always coming from your penis, then it's a lie that people say it's either you awaken your third eye or you go to Epstein Island and awaken your penis eye. That's your third eye. That's a real third eye to the Satanists. But I'm with Lucifer. I'm not a Satanist. Dude, it goes up the column because it's always from your dick. You get it? It goes up Jacob's ladder. Jacob sees God, wrestles with God. How the fuck do you wrestle with God? It's meant to invoke something in you. Masons think they're their own gods. Then what should we all do? Oh, it's very simple. Okay. No one has the answers, but here's what I got from myself. All right. I should look at my notes here. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go soon. All right. That is the dynamo of living power, right? Is that sacred, sacral from the sacrum bone, orgasm, energy. They harness it for themselves. That is Luciferian. They don't get a wife and kids. They don't do that. And if they do, they're cheaters and they're fucked up. They upward shoot it for gnosis. Okay. It goes up the columns. The 33 degrees. That's why it's the 33. Which is 1/3 of all fallen angels that join Lucifer. That is why it's called the fruit of sexuality. Right? They bite from the fruit. That's what temptation is, right? This water fluid that's carried by an electric astral flame that carries emotion, soul, everything like that. These are the motors that animate the being, right? This is why you get out of bed. Your dick is hard, right? Moz, just time out Luca and all these people is distracting me right now. Right. That guy needs to get a 7th booster. These wheels, these chakras, whatever you want to call them, right? Planets, right? They turn with the motion of the stars, right? Just like the planets are wheels. Angels were considered wheels, right? Polaris is in magnetic north, right? Right on top of it would be the North Star Polaris. That is the penile. That's why they use star signs for magic. The word penile, for your pineal gland, comes from the word pine cone at the top of the ladder, the cross, the tree of life. The pine cone. Penile pine cone. Now, there's nothing stronger than someone who has blind faith. That's why when ISIS shows up, you're like, oh, these guys don't fuck around. Right? No one fucks around when ISIS shows up. Maximizing faith in your team, those kind of guys don't fuck around. SEAL Team 6, the Rangers, the Wagner, the Azov Battalion. These guys have blind faith that they're going to kill you. They're going to win. And that fire, the fire symbol is the triangle. The masculine, that fire, that symbol, that triangle is actually turned on its side. You see it in military patches. You understand? They turn it horizontally in military patches because the military goes through whatever the fuck they want in the material world. They go through everything. Boom, 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 boom. They light the place up. When they believe in evil, they're strong, but when they believe in God, they're fucking unstoppable. That's why empires fall. No empires ever fell unless the people started lacking faith. That's the only reason empires fall. Knowing God is not opening your third eye with sex energy. The real ladder to God is faith. Faith is the sole architecture that Masonry could not adopt. For it would not guarantee them financial success. Little children on an island. It would not guarantee anything. Faith is not plodding on an island. It is not thinking. It is just being like God, right? They're just being. But it's not infinite like God. So you lack faith some days, you struggle with it, whatever. The ladder cracks. We get it. God is sacrifice. Sacrifice is the first and only lesson that is repeated in a human's life. I want to get a toy, Dad. I want to get a toy, Dad. Sacrifice, this word, everything goes around it. You must alchemically sacrifice who you are for who you're going to be. This happens all the time. That's a scary fucking thought. That's depression. That's anxiety. People kill themselves with that thought. You understand? To those who lack faith, sacrifice is paralyzing. They're paralyzed. They're frozen like a bitch. They're frozen like a bitch. They're more certain in sin with their dick. To those who are faithful, to those who do not lack faith in God, they can transmute fear of the unknown, of what's going to happen a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. They can transmute fear into excitement. But they can only manipulate fear with the instrument of faith, right? They got to be faithful. They got to protect their faith. They got to have faith in the forms of God. That's what having faith in God is. So the forms are good. Anything good, okay? Being good. You got to be good. You can't just say it. You got to do it. This is the only way to navigate through the world. And everyone's going to convince you otherwise. There's plotters and there's schemers. Having faith means you can smile in times of distress. That's OP, motherfucker. These guys fucking children on an island, they're always stressed. You know, they might smile at photos, but they're always like, oh, fuck. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Is my buddy going to kill me? Or is the world going to find out that I'm a pedo on an island? Having faith means you're never fucking passive. When you're passive, anything can penetrate you. Anything. When you're passive, then the darkness, the fear of the unknown and the future, it's actually terrifying. That's why women are always scared. They're passive. I don't know what's going to happen. I need a man. When you have faith, and remember, women really lack faith. They have trouble with God. You know, they got to get married and it gets easier. But when you have faith, you are active. That means you strike first. That means you throw the first punch in life. You don't get hit and then, oh, I gotta react. I gotta punch back. Is it too late to punch? The fear is always greater than the problem coming towards you. The fear is the slop that fattens the serpent. It feeds off your fear and increases in size. The fear is what sharpens the fucking serpent's fangs. Fear is why the serpent takes his fucking time with you in the darkness. He wants to get fat. He wants you anxious. You biting your nails. Oh my God. The bad news is around the corner. Are you thinking about all your bad news this week? Are you passive? Are you sitting there just getting penetrated by fucked up thoughts? I need something to happen. You're saying you're passive. That's why you need something to happen. Just bite me. The devil got to bite. I'm going to sin so he comes faster. You need something to happen because you're passive. You're frozen. Move, man. Move. Get active. Faith is masculine. Women don't have it. Faith allows you to meet the fucking serpent and, oh, look at that. It's actually a fucking worm. Huh. What was I worried about? But what if the worst happens? What if you hit first? You jump in darkness, you hit first. Can I pee? This is bad timing, but let me pee real quick. All right. Where was I? You in the front row, help me out. Where was I? Yes, you. All right. One in the chat. All right. You're frozen. You're paralyzed. You're pathetic. You're feminine. You're waiting for bad news. You know it's going to hit. You don't want to hit it early. You'll wait a week, month, year. You'll stay in bed depressed. Oh, I can't do it. Maybe if I watch enough Andrew Tate. Get active, strike first, jump in the darkness. The serpent is never that big. Your problems are never as big as you worrying. The worrying is actually what's making these problems into leviathans. And you know that. You went your whole life knowing that, but you don't move. So how do you don't know that? Because when you know things, when you have knowledge, you still don't do anything. You need faith to move. You need to get active. You think biting from an apple and being, I'm just a knowledgeable guy. I know everything about starting a business. I just never do it. I don't have faith. I don't have faith, bro. Knowledge is like my king. I've been reading for like 20 years. I know everything about the gym. I'm just being obese because I'm a doctor who knows about health, but I'm obese because, I'm knowledgeable, right? I'm knowledgeable. I don't need God, bro. I got science. I don't need faith. I'm knowledgeable. Knowledge is my God, right? I love knowledge. You know how when after like thousands of years they don't know what a common cold is? That's knowledge, man. I fucking love knowledge. You mean thousands of years have passed? And your doctor says, you should go to like Big Pharma and buy some things because you have a cold. It's going to last a month. It's going to last a week. It's going to maybe a week, maybe a day or a month. We don't know yet. What the fuck? I think after billions of dollars given for cancer treatment, they look at you dead ass and they go, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know, man. We just tell you that we're solving it. Okay. You got to get active. You got to hit the fucking serpent first. And if the worst happens, if you strike first and oh shit, it's not a worm, it's actually a big serpent. Well, you're hitting with momentum. It's not like before. When you have faith, you have momentum, you're active. So to you, it feels like a fair fight. Oh, I'm struggling, man. I can't pay my fucking bills. And to you, it's a fair fight when you have faith, right? You pick up extra shifts and you go. But it's not a fair fight. It's never been a fair fight, you and the serpent. It's never fair in evil's heart, meaning to the serpent, the fight is not fair, and to the fearful, the fight is not fair. The fearful are the first to eat you on a fucking island. They're cannibals. They're Baal worshippers. Balenciaga. Baal, Beel, Baal, bull worshippers, man. They put you down by fucking their horns and they eat your face off. It does not feel like a fair fight to the devil, to the serpent, and it does not feel like a fair fight to the simp and the soy and those who lack faith. But when you're active, because you're faithful, it's a fair fight to you, especially in the moment. Like, I get my shit together. I'm doing it. It's hitting. I'm hitting back, though. It's fine. Oh, look at that. My boss texted me for a raise. It's working. Now I'm going to do this, and I'm finding a way. I'm glad I didn't give up. To you, when you're afraid, it's not fair. To you, the serpent is too powerful. You're a fucking pussy. You're a coward. You play video games. You're fucking Aiden Ross. All that worrying, you're feeding into the serpent. When you worry, you eat the junk food, you do the drugs, you drink the alcohol, you're feeding the serpent again. Why are you feeding him? Because the immediate reward is always satanic. You can go booze with your buddies, it's not solving shit. Where does that line of thinking come from? Biting the fucking apple. The immediate knowledge is more important to you than the long term. The waiting out your life, having faith in God, you need gnosis. You need it now. Why do you need it now? Because you don't want to be in this battle struggling with faith your whole life. This is a war. I just want to battle, John. You want immediate. You want to be Da Vinci today. Why? In the mind of the serpent, you're a fucking titan. You are what is truly powerful. Because the serpent knows deep down, in the cosmic scale of things, The serpent knows that one day you will remember whose image you are made.